Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now, this is a general reading for whatever sign is in the title because it's a bulk introduction. There will be a timestamp down below in the description so that once you've seen the introduction once, you can fast forward ahead of it. And the reason I say that is because you want to watch more than one. This is for the full moon. So you want to watch your sun sign, naturally, the I am. You want to watch the rising sign, the I am becoming. But obviously, it's the full moon. You maybe want to watch your moon sign. There may be other areas of your chart you want to look at anyway. So, it's a general reading for the sign in the title down there. Now, this is the full moon in Pisces at 10 degrees Pisces. Now, a full moon is all about opposition. Moon opposed sun. So what I like to look at in these Gods at Play readings are what gods are supporting you and lifting you up, and what gods or what god forms the archons take as they are trying to suppress you and keep you limited and in fear and in need and in want and incomplete and all of that, you know, all of the most anti-new age and probably pro-consumerism stuff that you can think of. Now, these are God cards. By their very nature, these readings are dramatic. It is symbolic. And so much fun, but it is symbolic. What I would like to look at beforehand is the actual full moon itself. I mean, it's in Pisces. It's the big spiritual full moon, which interestingly, Neptune at 20 degrees Pisces, so 10 degrees away, so not really even a full conjunction. However, 20 degrees Pisces for Neptune is the natal Neptune of AU8 of the Order of the Golden Dawn. So this is a great full moon for all the other symbolisms aside, and they echo this as well. This is a great full moon for spiritual development. I mean, this is a great season for spiritual development, but especially with this full moon, magical exploration. Magical exercises to get to know further layers of yourself. Now, I could wax lyrical about the astrology of it, but chances are I could get things wrong because I'm still learning my way around astrology and will be for another 5 or 6 years yet. And down in the description, there is a link to the Facebook page for this group where I have already posted oodles of relevant videos from the YouTube astrologers about this full moon, and I will keep posting them as I find them once I've watched them myself and absorbed them all. So yeah, come and join the Facebook page. It's well worth it. Obviously, being a YouTuber, I'd like you to like, share, subscribe and comment. But I want to look at the symbols of the moon. The other thing is, with this moon, it's, now if I remember this correctly, I think it's Uranus. Uranus is trying something. I'll be able to tell you. Uranus is trying something and sextile something else. Let's just bring that information up. Bear with me. Because this is, yeah, it is sextile the moon. Oh, of course it is. 10 degrees Taurus, and trine the sun. So there's a beautiful triangle of energy there between the two luminaries and Uranus. This is a time, people call this time in history the Great Awakening. I'm not entirely sold on that idea, to be quite honest. However, certainly this full moon offers a great revealing in your personal lives, in your love life, in the workplace, in the political landscape, in your spiritual self. And certainly that is why I mentioned about AU8, 20 degrees Pisces of Neptune. You can invite that revealing in, if that is what you wish to do. Now, make your own mind up on that one. Now, the degree reading from Inside Degrees, so Chandra symbols I think they're called, I'm taking Pisces 11 because 10 degrees, let me see, it's the full moon is at 10 degrees 11 minutes I think, so basically it's in the 11th degree. So Pisces 11, a high crumbling wall. It is part of a ruin and covered with ivy. Power is stored in the earth at primal quickening points. Often in these places, humanity erects monuments to its own folly. Eventually these things merge into the landscape and everything comments upon everything else, being held between the earth's wise presence and humanity's dim apprehension of what is really involved here. One side of the feeling, nature is so intuitive and psychically astute that you are harbouring advanced gifts that can serve the earth evolution in staggering ways. On that note, a couple of astrologers have been talking about us accessing our superpowers, however you want to define that. The peace dealer being one of them, but in the more restrained side, Ksenia Moore said much the same in her recent full moon thing, again posted on my Facebook page. Right. Another side of the feeling nature is contorted with reactions, judgments and condemnations of the collective trends of humanity and of the weakness of the human flesh. One more interjection, look at the news. These objections and rejections of the human scene rebound upon the self and poison the psychic faculties. It is only when you heal and forgive and renounce the minor key irritable voice, inside and out, that the flood tide of burgeoning awareness of what is arising in this earth with all its ripples can wipe away the false structures and foster the new birth, the tuned in and blessings focused outlook and in luck. Now the Omega symbol of this is 3 undines guarding a golden treasure at the bottom of a river. That river is the river of change. The undines are the water nymphs, or well, water spirits. Golden treasure to be unearthed in the flow of change. But going back to that Chandra symbol, it reminds me of a thing in the Course of Miracles. With all of the division and what either side of the fence you fall on, with everything that's going on in America, in Mauritius, in Poland, in so many places across the world. Whatever side of the fence that you fall on, when you are tempted to judge and condemn the others, it's A Course of Miracles would say it's okay, because everybody is playing the lesson, everybody is playing the role that they agreed to play before coming here. Everybody is learning the lessons that they, well, hopefully, or is being confronted with the lessons, let's put it that way, that they agreed to before they came here. So if you despair at the evil Trump voters or the lunatic libtards, whichever, then let that go. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're doing what's right for them. And it's only with that acceptance can the true revelation bubble up to the surface, I suppose. Can that golden treasure rise out of the river. So I think I've waffled enough hippie hoo-ha so far. So let me bring up the cards. Just before I bring the cards up, there's one thing that I neglected to mention, is that this whole full moon is occurring with the backdrop of Mars square Saturn. And that shows that wanting to drive forward energy, but having our limitations being pointed out to us. Now, a few minutes have passed since I filmed the last bit, and I've just spent a lot of time thinking about it. I firmly believe in all the hippie claptrap that I just came out with. But it's not okay to shoot people. It is okay to fight back against those things that you find abhorrent. It is okay to demonstrate. It is... So, whereas I'm saying, oh, achieve this Zen-like state of non-judgmentalism, at no point does that say stop fighting for a better world. It's just, I do believe what I said, but I find it hard to put it into the real world sometimes, because in the current climate it sounds facile. And it's something I've been struggling with the entire time of this channel. Because, as I have mentioned, I'm a political animal. I keep abreast of politics a lot, and I have opinions, and I can't help but have opinions. And under that Course of Miracles philosophy, me having opinions is okay, and other people having opinions is okay. But I have to draw the line at shooting people. But I think, I only hope that this Mars square Saturn works to the betterment of society, where that driving forward force on the side that I would find morally questionable is restrained, held back, thwarted, forced to reconsider, which is all what this Mars square Saturn, Mars retrograde square Saturn, then Mars square Saturn again, is supposed to be about. As I say, the astrologers can talk about it far better than me. Go and have a look on my Facebook page for the channel to see their videos. And don't forget, there is also an inbox where you can contact me directly if you are looking for a personal reading. And this time I really, really will bring the cards up, I promise. Okay, Cancer, and welcome Cancer Rising and Cancer Moon if you've just joined us after the timestamp. Now I'm going to start with the gods who are supporting you, those that are trying to lift you up towards your divine purpose. And looking at these particular cards, it's not so much lift you up as in bully you up towards your divine purpose. We have Luck with skill, Prometheus with sacrifice, he's a busy boy this month, Jeanne d'Arc with faith, Sheila Nagig with desperation, and then finally, and fortunately, we have Zeus with supremacy. Basically a card representing coming out on top. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a test to get there, to be quite honest. When we have Sheila Nagig with desperation, this is a goddess of gateways, but desperation, you're coming up against some form of power stroke authority, which I think is trying to make you realize that what you are planning to do can't be done, full stop, end of story, you're not doing it. And I don't think that's true or fair. But we have Ra with power, Persephone with awakening here, but also here she's very much appearing as queen of the land of the dead, rather than, you know, the poor innocent little goddess that was kidnapped or anything like that. She's not here under her. In the other decks, she can appear as transformation or as compliance. Here, awakening. But there's just... the dead are worshipping her. And for a goddess of... the daughter of the goddess of fertility, I'm not sure that that's appropriate. We have segment with reduction. Things are being taken away. Control is being put in place around you. Now, bear in mind, this could be talking about a societal level, you know, local lockdown legislation, for example. It could be talking about a work level. It could be talking about a personal level, where there is somebody in your life that believes that they have the authority to forbid you going on a certain path. But what luck is telling me is that you have the skill to keep them happy and do what you need to anyway. Because it's going to come to a point where you have no choice but to do what you need to do. You have no choice but to chase after your dream, whatever your dream is, whatever it is that Joan of Arc here is telling you to have faith in and to hold to, because you will come out on top. As much as people try to undermine you, undermine your faith, undermine your plans, you know that there will be a cost. But there's also, Prometheus was an inventor. He invented mankind, and he then gave mankind fire. You know, so Prometheus he's clever. Simple as that. He is clever, which is showing you have that cleverness around you as well. And you do not need to be listening to proclamations telling you what you can and you can't do, especially when I feel that what it is that you are wanting to do is something, one, you have the skill for, and two, you may well have been wanting to do this for a while. And again, as I think I said to, it might have been Taurus, it might have been Gemini, Mars square Saturn, or certainly Mars retrograde square Saturn, is not necessarily a good time for starting new things. But if you are being asked to have faith, then this is not a new thing. This is a thing that's been around for a while. And it's a way for you to set your own determination, your own path. It's almost like someone is trying to stop you doing it where you are. So you go, okay, I'll go over here and do it then. But by going over there and doing it, you pay some form of cost. You pay some form of price. Which, that's nice. But you may well be paying some form of cost, and it's going to leave things struggling for you, to be quite honest, but it gives you a new start that you are to have faith in. And there will end up being something that you are forced to achieve, but it will cause you to level up. It will cause a whole new world to open up to you, which figures, because for Cancer rising, this is occurring in your 9th house, which my little cards say, broadening your horizons, either spiritually, academically, or on a long journey. And what was I saying about having the skill to say, well, if I can't do it here, I'll do it over there then. But over there costs. Whether it means it costs that you are no longer over here with the protections and the facilities and the what have you that is afforded you over here. But those protections and facilities and what have you that are over here, if you can't use them for what you want to use them for, then what use are they? But have faith in this new beginning that's coming up. Even if you do feel like there's something that you end up being forced to do because you're desperate to get it done, or because it's the only option available to you at that precise moment in time. And bear in mind that this is after you've paid the cost. So I think that this is because you've paid the cost that you are into this more desperate state, which opens up a whole new world for you. So it's almost like there's something where you're going to have to just hold your nose and go ahead with it because you need to eat, or you need to do this one thing to bring your dream into being. And where that is, the act of having done that really opens up a whole new world for you. Especially since the card that clarifies use here is the Lovers, where we have a satyr and a wood nymph just cuddling together in some tree roots. And there is a whole new light being shone upon them. I love that image of the forest that is around them, that stability, that symbol of growth and that symbol of age. What you are building from what seems to be not the greatest amount of starting material will grow and last the what's the phrase I'm wanting to look for? Last the test of time, I suppose. You know, it will have longevity. Now we have Azalea with contemplation, and against her Voile with impossible plans. But I don't believe Voile here. These plans are not impossible, and that might be the where you are receiving this resistance, where they are saying, no, you have got to change because this can't go on because you cannot achieve this. And your attitude here is, yeah, watch me. I think that's it. Yeah, watch me. Because whoever this is, they don't really want to have faith in you, or they just want to stand in your way. Now, whether that's literally the Archons who are not wanting you to advance and get towards your destiny, or whether that's a narrow-minded boss, or a controlling relative, or a friend that is not allowing you access to something or other, it's irrelevant. Pay the cost, walk away, do it. Do it. You end up in a really good place. These are not impossible plans. That's what I might call the reading, actually. So, if this means anything to you, Cancer, comment down below. Please press the like and subscribe buttons while you're passing. It really does help the channel. And I'll see you next in your monthlies whenever I get those out. Cheers.